reach the destination that we want to reach.
You mentioned Dino always having a story. Is there one that sticks out to you or maybe resonated with you?
A Dino story. I don't know. He told like 5 today, and they just go ahead like I should be forgetting. My favorite story is about the car. He said he's only owned 2 cars, which I feel like is ridiculous because you're a head football coach. So it's just like, I don't know, but like maybe that one. That's probably the one that sticks out the most to me about the car. Or he did just tell a story. He did just tell a story about his dad and who he vote for president, and then he'll tell you the story about his dad, and that was a really interesting one. I heard that one earlier today.
I'll definitely ask him that. That's good.
So to get to the ACC championship game, you guys have to go through Clemson and Deshaun Watson. What's so difficult about defending him?
I think going against Clemson, I think they definitely put him in the best position to be successful. I think they really understand his strengths and his weaknesses, and they definitely play into him. He's definitely a very dynamic player. His ability to run and throw. He's very smart. He's very precise in the things that he does, and I think Clemson definitely, showcases that the way they play. So he's always difficult playing against them.
If you had to describe him in one word,
I would say efficient. I don't think he does too much. He doesn't hurt himself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of quarterbacks, specifically at the college level, like they can be really good, but 1 or 2 times they'll do something really stupid. And it's like almost watching. He doesn't. He almost. He's not perfect, but at the same time, he doesn't hurt himself more time than he does. So he usually make the right choices, and if the right choice isn't there, he'll throw it out or run it. So I think he's very efficient in that sense.
Not being able to be photo for the spring, what was that kind of like, and maybe how much could you and couldn't you do?
It was just tough, the team was going through a whole new transitional period, and not to be able to be full go and be all the way out there with the guys definitely kind of hurt. Myself just want to be a competitor and B, just want to be out there with the guys. So, I'm all the way back now. I'm just happy to be back.
Mm-hmm. I had it described to me as like a minor shoulder surgery, just cleaning something up. That'd be kind of a fair way to describe it.
It was just a little boo-boo. That's what I like to describe it.
Did you do conditioning stuff in the spring?
Yeah. I still ran. I just wasn't like in physical contact.
Coach Babers was in the other room describing that first spring practice where he sort of dropped the tempo and how quickly you guys were going to do stuff, and he described it as a lot of big guys standing over garbage cans by the end of it, not saying much. An accurate description of what that was like? What was it like to go through the process?
I think so. I think he brought something that we never seen before. So, it's nothing and he told us how crazy it would be, and I guess you don't really believe it until you see it up close and personal. And he definitely brought it full-fledged. He didn't hold back at all, and he definitely showed us. It was like mayhem at first. But it definitely, once the smoke cleared, I think we kind of understood, if we really sharpen up and get it right, we definitely get it going.
How did you do those first couple?
I felt like I was a freshman again. I felt like everything was just going a million miles per hour, and I didn't really know what was going on because it was just going so fast. I think I had to kind of sit back hold on, I've been playing this game, but let me just slow it all down for a second and try to get my mind right to go with the tempo.
Did you feel bad for some of the 300-pound guys that have to run like that?
I guess so, but I think that's just part of the game. You got to deal with that.
How quickly did it become comfortable, or has it become comfortable at this point?
Oh, yeah. I think, when it's just the offense and us, and if they're not going 100, if they're not going full speed, I feel like they're going too slow. And I'll tell them, y'all going too slow. If they not, I'm so used to the tempo now that when it's not a million miles per hour, it's kind of boring. So yeah, it adjusted pretty quickly too. I think it took the full length of spring for us to really get comfortable with what we were doing, but I think the adjustment as far as the tempo and us understanding what we could and could not do versus the tempo, as players, definitely happened kind of quickly.
So after those practices, do you feel like, and the new coach, you feel like you're going to have a better season this year?
I think right now I'm just focusing on game one. I think it's so hard to gauge the whole season. No one wins a championship in the summertime. I think you put yourself in the best position to do so. We're just looking forward to coming into camp as healthy as we can, leaving camp as healthy as we can, and just get win number 1 against Golden.
The defensive end position obviously doesn't return a ton of experience. What did you see from those guys in the spring? And now you got a few freshmen up here too. What do you kind of expect from that group?
I expect a lot of improvement. A lot of guys at that position, a lot of young guys. But you know, they're coming along nicely. They're a bunch of hard-working dudes. They know the tasks that they're up against. I'm looking forward to seeing them this fall.
Hearns is kind of a guy, just looking at him physically, he's in great shape, and watching him in the spring game, he looked just about as good as anyone to me. Do you think he can compete for a starting spot there?
Oh, of course. Hearns is the type of guy who always, even when he was the fourth string Mike, you know, he prepared and worked like he was, you know, Buckets Award finalist, you know, so that's the type of guy Hearns is and why he has so much respect on our team. I think Hearns is going to do whatever he can to put himself in the best position possible, and I would love to see him earn some snaps on the field.
For sure. Looking at maybe the defensive end's role and the way you guys can play defense and how much zone you can play, how much pressure you guys are going to have to bring, is that something that you guys are aware of, and maybe I don't want to say pressure, but the importance of that group having success?
Oh yeah, we know. I mean, it's definitely not a mystery of what we're going to need from our defensive line, but I'm not worried about it. I see those guys every day. I know their work ethic. So, you know, I'm just looking forward to them showing up in this fall.
So who are some of your teammates that you saw on practice that stepped up from last year?
That stepped up this year?
Yeah.
I would say Brisley's team. I feel like Brisley is on another level right now. Dungy is looking sharp. Chris Slayton and Antoine Cody. I think those guys for sure, they definitely going to, you know, take their game to the next level this fall.
Okay, you was talking at a press conference about you like the competition in the conference. Well, seeing some of your opponents here, do you see anybody like, oh, I want to tackle you, or I want to get a sack on you?
This one's different.
I want to tackle any offensive player here that could possibly have the ball, period. I mean, I feel like that's the type of person I am. But I mean, we're at Media Day, you know, and I mean, there's no point in being a tough guy here. And I appreciate everybody here. Like, I appreciate, you know, the type of athletes that are here. You know, at the end of the day, we all represent the ACC, and out here we're all representing our respective universities. So I think right now it's more focused on that. We'll get to the tackling in September.
So I know seeing some of these players, you like, I wish we played Saturday.
I mean, a little bit, especially the ones we lost close games to. But I mean, like I said, it's just a part of the game. I'm gonna get my opportunity to see every guy here, so I ain't really worried about it.
Has Dino talked to you guys about? I know you do some team